to Zahncroft Dairy's virtual chat. I am Leanne with the Discover Dairy program, and we are so excited that you are joining us today as we get to meet Farmer Katie and, of course, our adorable calves, Allie, Greta, and Bella. First, this live chat is part of the Adopt a Cow program. More than 40,000 teachers and 1 million students every year join the fund for free, thanks to our generous supporters like American Dairy Association Northeast and the Dairy Excellence Foundation. The Adopt a Cow program and Discover Dairy programs are a free online resource that covers Common Core standards in science, reading, and math while using dairy concepts to teach the lessons. The resources can be found at www.discoverdairy.com. We'd also love for you to join the Adopt a Cow Fund next year. So if you're interested in joining us again or are new to the program and want to join the fund, registration and re-enrollment opens today. You can go to www.discoverdairy.com/adopt to log in and to re-enroll. Next, as everyone continues to join us live today, you will see the chat feature is enabled. Please feel free to use the chat feature to comment or ask questions throughout the chat, but do keep all questions and comments related to our chat and school appropriate. We are so excited to hear your questions, and Farmer Katie is thrilled to be able to answer them. And before we start today, let's just see who is joining us. So I want to give a shout out to Spring Valley Kinder Kids. Hello, everyone. Bella is very excited to see you too. Hello, Northern Lebanon second grade. Hello, grade 3 at Franklin Regional Intermediate School. Hello, Mrs. Kelch's class. Hello, Miss Ross's class from New Story Schools in Reading, PA. Hello to Miss Martino's class in Roxbury, New Jersey. Hello, Miss Thompson's class. Her third graders in North Arlington, New Jersey are joining us today. Hello to Miss Wertz's class from Lancaster, PA. Her third grade class is with us today. And let's do one more. Hello to Miss Nunn's class from Old Bridge, New Jersey. Her fourth graders are with us today. So we are so excited that you are here. And we want to give a special shout out to Miss Sullenberger's class from Chestnut Ridge's her third grade class. They wanted to know a little bit more about the process of milking a cow, especially once their Adopt a Cow, Bella, gets a little bit older. So we have a very special surprise for them today and for everybody today. And with that, I am pleased to introduce to you Farmer Katie. Hi, Farmer Katie. How are you doing today?
Hi, everyone. I'm doing excellent. It is a beautiful day here at Zahncroft Dairy in Berks County, Pennsylvania. I want to welcome you all to the video chat, and I have a surprise for you all. So I hope you are ready for that surprise. What we're going to do is we're going to walk in the parlor doors here. So there was a question, what happened or how do we milk the cows, right? It just so happens that we are currently milking the cows right now. So as you can see right now, we have milking machines on those cows. So what happens is the cows are currently being milked out, and when that is time to come off, there's actually a sensor there. So that will notify the machine, hey, it's time to come off, and it'll pop right off. So on the other side here, they're actually just brought that group in, and they are prepping the cows. So we are using a machine, and it has brushes on it. So that brush has a solution in it, so it helps to clean their teeth, and then he's actually drying them there. So he'll go through, and he'll do a couple cows at a time, and that will ensure that the cows are clean before the milking machine is ever attached, so that we ensure that the milk that goes into the tank is nice and clean and fresh. So it also allows the cows, it notifies them that, hey, it's time to get milked, and their milk will become able to get out of their udder easier. So here you can see the milk is flowing through the milking machine. So it actually goes through that blue hose then, and it goes down underground into some pipes, and then those pipes go over here. So when we go in here, it actually comes down through here. We've got lots of pipes down here. It goes through a vat, and that pushes it up through here, and there's a filter in here. So if there would be any type of bedding or any type of debris, that filter is going to catch it there, and then it comes through here, and this is what's called a plate cooler. What it does is it uses water from underground because it's really cold down there. That water then helps to cool that milk. It's just like a tube that runs through, kind of like putting like an ice pack in it or something like that before it goes into the tank here, where it will be for a day or two. We keep it nice and cold and chilled until the milk truck comes and picks it up to take it to the processing facility so that they can then bottle it for you to go grab it at the grocery store and then enjoy it with your breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So we can actually head back over to the milking process because I want to make sure that you do see when they are attaching the milkers. So they already cleaned these ones, and then he comes back through and then he hooks the milkers back up to the cows. So we have really great employees. They follow the procedure. Actually, I'm gonna, thank you. Gotta see it.
Farmer Katie, this is so awesome that you're showing us this. Can you tell us, we had some friends who were curious, do the cows like to get milked, and what does the brush feel like on them?
Sure, so the cows do like being milked. The first time that they ever come into the parlor, they may be a little timid because it's something that they're not used to, and cows crave consistency. So it may be something that they might be like, oh, I don't know what's going on here. But after they get used to the parlor, they do come in here. They come in pretty much on their own. They know what to do, and they're only in here for a couple minutes. So, and then they can return back out to their pen. So, and sorry, what was the second question?
If the brushes, how the brushes felt on them and how the milkers felt on them.
Sure. So I will just show you here. So the brushes, I'll just press the button and put my finger in it. So without hopefully getting some solution on me. So what we do is we just press that button and then it goes like that. So you can see my hand is in there. It doesn't really hurt or anything. It actually is kind of like a massage to it. And then the milking machine itself, so if I turn it on, so I can put my hand in there too, and it's just a gentle vacuum, and there's like a little pulse to it. So that helps the cows to release their milk, and they don't really seem to have much of a problem. As you can see, they're just standing here too. So I'm gonna just hang this up here to help. When there's a cow with an uneven udder, we use these to try to make sure that they don't walk just like that one did. So, but we can go ahead.
Farmer Katie, this is so cool. I have two more questions that our friends online would love to know about the milking process. So it's so cool that we know that the milking process doesn't hurt the cows, that they actually feel like they're getting a little massage, which is super cool. I'm wondering if I can go to work and get a massage. That's what I'm wondering, if I could start doing that. We had a friend who asked, what was the red? They saw something that was red on the cow's udders when they were walking away, and they wanted to know, what was that red stuff on their udders?
Sure. So when the cows are done milking, sorry, I did forget to tell you about that process. I got deep into that massage and forgot what I was doing. Just kidding. So this is called, it's a post dip is what we call it. So we put it on the cow's teat after they are milked, because there's a time where the cow's teat is open and exposed. So any type of bugs that could get up in there could cause the cow to get an infection, and we want her to stay healthy. So we use this, and that helps to keep the bugs away until she can do that on her own, essentially. So, and when I say bugs, I mean bacteria, but so yeah, we The whole process of milking is designed to keep the cow clean, keep her safe, as well as our employees as well. So I did want to mention, I noticed whenever this first girl was coming in here, she kind of hesitated because there was someone standing there with a camera, and she was wondering, who is that and why is she where I need to go? So cows are very curious, but they do not like change. So if you see one's kind of acting a little funny, that's probably because they're not used to a film crew being here. So they're used to just coming in, getting milk. And like I said before, they're in here for a couple minutes and then they head back out to where they live. So all right, we will go ahead.
Cool.
Yeah. So I know that you all are very interested in seeing your calves to see how much they've grown. So let's go over and see them.
Yes, we've got a lot of excitement on the chat about being able to see our calves, Allie, Bretta, and Bella. And we have a lot of questions about our calves, including some questions on what they eat. And there was a class who asked, do they eat chocolate? Do we ever feed them chocolate? And there was a lot of questions about what they eat. There was another class who asked, let me see if I can find it here. Oh, look at them. You don't need to hear me talk anymore. Look how cute they
So here they are, Allie, Bretta, and Bella. So they're just resting in their pen here. So this pen is actually bedded with shavings. So whenever people are doing things with lumber to build things with wood, there's leftover scrap and this and that. So they'll shred it up here and we can then use it for bedding. So it helps to keep the pen dry and keep the calves clean and comfortable.
That is so awesome. And they look like they are just the best of friends hanging out together. Can you tell us, what does their average day look like? What do they do in a day?
Sure. So their day, they are fed twice a day. So what I can do, I will climb through here without scaring them, hopefully, and get So I have some hay that they will eat. So here is just a small slice of hay. So what we do is we take, there's grass and alfalfa and different types of forages growing out in the field. So we'll take it and we dry it down and then it gets compacted into these small bales that then we can take and feed them slices of it. It makes it easy to handle and it keeps the grass and alfalfa nice and full of nutrients for the calves. So, and you might be wondering, like, why are they not cooperating and like loving up on us, right? So we'll try to see if we can get them a little friendlier. They've never been on camera before other than when we've done our videos and things, but a live performance has not been something they've done before. So we'll have to get them used to the camera, right?
Okay. Well, Miss Mellow's class wants to know, what other special things do you feed them? Do you ever feed your cows pears? They read a book about a cow who ate pears. Is there anything special that you feed any of the cows on your farm?
Sure. So at the calves themselves will eat grain, which is full of, it has corn in it and like soybeans and minerals and vitamins, and then they eat the hay. The cows, so you have probably learned a little bit about the fact that their stomach structure is a little bit different than ours. And so when they're born, their stomach is similar to ours. But as they age and grow, they can start to eat things like hay, grasses, things that we can't consume, right? So they are able, as the cows are able to digest things that maybe the calves cannot. But yes, chocolate, cottonseed, there's just a lot of different, like sometimes if there's someone that had donuts that got stale, the cows can eat those, bakery waste. So the cow is able to take things that is considered a waste product from our food, and they can consume it because they have that rumen, and that rumen helps them to digest things that we can't consume. So they take it and then turn it into the nutrient-dense products of milk and meat. So I always think that's really cool that they can take waste and go ahead and do that. So
that is so cool. I've heard of cows being called the great upcyclers, and that is the neatest thing. And I just want to be clear. What I'm hearing is the cows get to eat donuts, they get to go to work and get massages, and they sleep for a lot of the day, don't they? How much time do they spend in their average day?
yeah, so they usually spend, they say like 8 hours eating, 8 hours sleeping or more. Our cows are really comfy. You probably learned a little bit about that they lay on sand. So they get to go to the beach every day. And so they get to eat. They have a 24-hour everyday buffet, which is pretty awesome. So they can eat whenever they want and how much they want. They live the life of luxury. They don't really have to worry about anything other than they grow. We make sure that they grow well, and they have to eat and drink and rest. So that is their duties. And then once they become promoted to the cows, then they give us milk. So, and one thing, as you did your learning and things, you learned that the calves consume the milk, but then the cows have tons of excess milk after that. So that is what we can feed the calves, and then we still have excess milk on top of that we can provide to humans, so that we can be eating a nutrient-dense diet as well. And even you can drink milk, you can eat yogurt, cheese, pizza, ice cream. There's all sorts of options that help that we can turn milk into to consume dairy. So, Leanne, I have a question that maybe some of the folks on the chat could put their answers in the chat. But
That sounds great.
How many servings of dairy a day should they be getting?
Okay, friends online, Farmer Katie has a challenge for you. Can you tell us in the chat how many servings of dairy every day should you be getting? While we wait for some of those answers to come in the chat, Farmer Katie, first of all, it sounds like I should have been born a cow, maybe, is what I'm getting from this. But you had talked for a little bit earlier about how it was important for the cows and the calves to grow. Can you tell us how big are our calves now?
Sure. So they are probably about 400, 450 pounds or so. Now, Bretta is a little smaller. If she was actually born within 2 days of Bella, but they are a little bit different in size. So you might think, well, did she not eat enough, or what's going on with her? But she was actually tiny when she was born. She was early, so it just took a little bit more for her to get growing and things, but she's doing really well. So height-wise, I would say they're probably about 42 inches or so. And Bretta's a little bit smaller than that, but that's okay. She's still growing really well.
So, Farmer Katie, we have a lot of answers coming into the chat, and they're very varied. We have some folks that are saying 7 servings, some that are saying 4 servings. We've got some 5, some 6. Now, I do like I believe it's Miss Peters' class who said 100 servings of ice cream every day. I can get on board
Yes,
with that. But Farmer
yes,
Katie, can you tell me what is the correct answer to your question?
Sure. So you should have a minimum of at least 3 servings of dairy per day. So dairy has a ton of nutrients in it. So when you drink milk, you eat cheese, even your ice cream, you're not just getting a little bit of nutrition from it. You're getting at least 13 different power punches of nutrition. So it's really important, and it's a really easy way to help ensure that you're getting a good quality diet if you include dairy in it. So minimum of 3, but I'm not going to turn down the 100 bowls of ice cream.
Right? And that doesn't have to be glasses of milk. That can be 3 servings of cheese, of yogurt. If you have extra cheese on your pizza, or you drink milk when you have your yogurt, or you love to dip a little bit of your cookies in your milk and finish your milk there, have that ice cream. Any dairy counts, isn't that right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So Farmer Katie, Chrissy from Blessing Homeschool was wondering what cows drink. And I was wondering if you could tell us, there was a little yellow box in the corner of the stall where our calves are. Can you tell us what that is?
Sure. So that actually is a water that they can drink from. So they drink water after they are probably about 8 weeks old. Water is all that they will drink from then on. So, and cows can drink about a bathtub full of water a day, and that's because they're producing milk. So, they're producing, our cows are around, I got to do quick math in my head. It's about 10 gallons of milk a day, or a little bit more than that. So that's a lot of milk. So they can drink a lot of water to help with that. So.
And the cool thing, I believe, about the waterers is that it delivers cool, fresh, clean water to them whenever they want it. Isn't that right?
Yes, correct. It is on demand. So, and we clean the waters every day so that they make sure that it's good and clean. Because sometimes what will happen is a cow will eat and then she'll have some food left on her lip and then she puts it in the water. So we want to make sure that that type of stuff is cleaned up every day and that it's nice and fresh tasting for them. So.
Very awesome. So kind of changing gears here a little bit, Marshall from Reynolds Elementary was wondering, how many cows do you have on your farm?
Sure. We have about 280 cows on the farm. So whenever a calf is born, we will go ahead and raise it. And then when they're about 6 months old, so around the age of Bretta and Bella and Allie, they will go to another farm, and another farmer helps us out and raises them until they are about 22 months old, and then they'll come back here, and that's about the time, within a couple of weeks, though, they're going to have their first baby. So about 2 years old is when they have their first baby, and that is at the same time that they're going to have start producing milk. So, and at that time, then the calves, we monitor them, we make sure we know how much they're consuming, and then just make sure that we give them the best start so that they end up being really good cows for us as well. So.
Awesome. We had a lot of people ask how old our calves are going to be when they have their first baby. So thank you for answering that question. 2 years old. And Miss Morrissey's class was wondering how many calves can one cow have in her lifetime, and about what is the average lifespan of a cow?
Sure, that is a great question. So the cows they typically have one calf, possibly they could have twins each year. So roughly each year they'll have a calf. And so cows can, they're sort of like people. There's different ranges. You have some that live to be really old and some not. So I believe our oldest cow on the farm here is 10 years old. So she would have had 8 calves then. And then there's other ones that just had their first calf. So we have a wide range here of different ages. So
That is so great. So I want to give a shout out to BR Life Skills and Mr. Pugh's class because they have definitely done their homework. They want to know if the calves have a salt lick in their pen and how they get all the minerals and the vitamins that they need.
would you mind repeating that, Leanne?
Yes, ma'am. Do the calves have a salt lick or a salt block in their pen? And how do they get all the vitamins and minerals that they need?
Sure. So actually what they're doing right now is all sniffing at a bucket that has a grain mixture in it. So the vitamins and minerals are provided within that and their hay that they're consuming. So we do have salt licks available for them. And some of that is for boredom purposes because they love to lick stuff. They like to be very curious. So the salt lick will give them something to do as well. But they are going ahead and just eating the grain right now.
So with all their curiosity, do they ever like to play with each other?
Yes, they do. And they can run around together. They can kick their heels up together. They like to, and they sometimes like to, well, right now that one is, see, she's hiding. She's deciding that she, oh my girly.
It looks like they all have their own personalities and are definitely their own characters.
They sure are.
Farmer Katie, Miss Raptosh's class from Reach Cyber Charter School wants to know, what advice do you have for students who want to become a farmer?
Oh, that is a great question. So what I would do first is I would contact Discover Dairy because they have a lot of curriculum built to help children learn more about farming, and then it gets into very detailed information as they progress and get older. And there's also internships and apprenticeships that they have. So I would definitely check out those resources because it takes a lot of people to make farming happen. So you have met me, you know who I am. I'm Farmer Katie. So yeah, I'm here on the farm. You saw some of our other employees on the farm that are here. But there's also a lot of support for our industry, including our video person today, the other folks that are working with Discover Dairy, but we also have people who are dairy nutritionists. So our cows eat a balanced diet every day. That is formulated by a nutritionist who figures out what feeds we have and then puts them together in a recipe so that the cows can grow well, eat well, produce a quality milk. So just learning about dairy, talking to farmers, getting hands-on experience is a great way. But I don't want to limit people thinking that farming is the only job there is in dealing with dairy cows. There are a lot of jobs in the support industry that help us to make sure that our farms are doing really well. So our milk truck driver comes and picks up milk every other day. We have feed truck drivers come. We have agronomists. So agronomists would help us in the fields to make sure our crops are growing well, make sure our soil is healthy, and that we can do the best job that way as well. So,
Farmer Katie, are our friends online able to purchase any Zahncroft cows milk at the grocery store, or where could they get milk, or where do you ship?
sure. So our farm ships to Clover Farms. They are out of Reading. So if you're in the Berks County area, and I do believe they go into New Jersey as well, as far as shipping, I know they go up to New York City. They do a lot of school milk, so you may be drinking that milk at school. And then if you're looking at it, you know, when you're at the grocery store, if you look for Clover Farms, that would be where our milk goes, and then they bottle it and sell it to the different stores. So
very cool. Miss Katie, or Farmer Katie, I think we have just one or two more opportunities for questions because we are getting to the end of our time here. Let's look at the chat and see what kind of questions are coming through. Mrs. Smith's Life Skills would like to know, do you have a traveling vet or is there one on your farm all the time? And also, what other things do you do to take care of your cows?
sure. So yes, we do work with a veterinarian who will come to our farm if we need them to. So we try to do a lot of prevention. So we work with them to make sure that the animals are healthy to begin with, but on the chance that something happens that they need a vet, we can have them, they're on call, they'll come over and they'll help us out if they need to. We are trained to do a fair amount of animal health things, so we can do a lot in-house. We picked up those skills and those helped us to become better farmers because we can give that attention to the animal immediately if we notice something is wrong. But the basis for a healthy animal is quality feed, making sure that they get that nutrient-dense diet so that they are healthy and that they grow well. Making sure that our milking procedure is done properly. That helps them to ensure that they are giving us quality milk. There's also, I'm not sure if you can hear, but we have a lot of fans running today because it is pretty warm. So as it warms up, we have a sensor in the barn, and that will automatically kick those fans on whenever it gets to a certain temperature. We rely a lot on technology to help us to ensure that the cows are getting what they need when they need it. We also have, and I believe this was probably within some of your updates, or if you watched a video, you may have seen our robotic feed pusher. So when cows eat, they may push the feed out a little bit, and that comes through and makes sure that those cows have feed all of the time. And the fresh water, making sure that they have fresh water to drink. So those are a lot of the things that we do to make sure that they're comfortable, they're healthy, and in return, they can give us a high quality milk for you to drink or get turned into cheese or whatever it may be. So I did grab some of the grain and I had showed you there. So this has the corn in it is for energy, and then this pellet in here that has minerals, vitamins, and then protein sources like soybeans in it. And then they put that all together, kind of like cereal, and then put it through and make these nice pellets that the calves like to eat. So that is helping them to make sure that their diet is properly balanced there. So, and then as they get older, they'll eat corn silage, triticale silage, which is taking the majority of the plant and chopping it into small pieces. So they can eat a lot. Like I said at the beginning, they can eat a ton that we can't, but they take it and turn it into milk and nutrient-dense products. So.
Farmer Katie, that is so great. I am so sorry, friends online. We have to be done for today. Farmer Katie, before we close out, I was hoping you could answer one more question for us. Can you tell us your why? Why do you love being a farmer? Why is this your passion? And why did you choose this for your career?
Sure. So, funny story. When I grew up on a dairy farm, and whenever I went to college, I was like, oh no, I don't want anything to do with that because, you know, it's hard work. And I saw a lot of other people getting away with not having to work hard, or not as hard, maybe, but it's physically hard. And it's a very big commitment. So I was like, nope, not going to do it. And, but then I came home and I was helping my dad on the farm, and I was like, what am I thinking? Like, this is my passion. This is what I love. I love working with the cows. I like being outside. And I like the business end of it as well. So it was just, it kind of checks a lot of boxes for my interest and my passion, and being able to work with my husband as well and his family on the farm. That's added bonus. So we're very fortunate to be able to farm, and especially here, and we try to do our best and go from there. So
Awesome. That is so great. Farmer Katie, this was just a fantastic experience that we had, from being able to see all of the cows get milked to being able to see our calves, and just how great you were able to explain everything. Thank you so much for this time together. Friends online, we are so thrilled that you were able to join us. Do not forget that the re-enrollment opened today. So if you are interested in participating and you would like to join again next year, please go and re-enroll. And we are so thrilled to be able to bring this program to you again next year. Farmer Katie, I will see you later. Friends online, thank you so very much for joining us.